Greetings traders! Today I'd like to show you a great new feature in HasScript. It will expand capabilities of and eventually replace EmailBot. It will also allow your bots to communicate with each other, as well as share signals with other traders on HasCloud. Introducing Signals. So with this feature you can broadcast signals to your clients or friends, and like I'll show in this video, be able to integrate strategies from TradingView and other platforms that can send alerts via webhooks and augment them in your own bots. But first let me take a moment to show you how you can use this and other features for free. Just go to hasonline.com, click Products, Trade Server Cloud, create a free account, and register to get your light license. It includes one bot with which you can test and trade your strategies. If you aren't tech savvy, then the word webhooks may be a bit intimidating, but the great news is that using it is very simple, as you will see here. So first we need to create a signal. In Manage Signals, we create a new signal, give it a name, and once it's done, we can see its public key. This is what we will need to read the signal. We should have the secret key in our email, but if not, we can always request the email again by clicking Request Private Key. So, like API keys on the exchange, you have a public and a secret key pair for the signal. Using public key, also called identifier, we can read the signal in our bot using getRemoteSignal function. In the parameter, we just enter the public key as a string inside the quotation marks. You can see in the log it shows up as signal none. Let's try to send a remote signal. We can do it here in Has using save remote signal command, using our public key aka ID and secret key. We can get the secret key from our email. Let's save the signal. Once it's in the cloud, we can use it in our other bots, for example, or we can share it with another trader by giving them the public key. A great concept here is that the signal is also saved along with a timestamp. So not only you can broadcast signals, but can also backtest them. Here, for example, if I go back and backtest it with my getRemoteSignal, I can see that right now the signal is again signal none, but it was signal long a minute ago. So the signals are saved with timestamps. For traders that want to share their strategies or signals, this is very useful and will serve as a solid proof of how well their algo performs over time, since any user who they shared public key for a signal with can backtest their history and easily separate truly good strategies from money grabbing dots. Additionally, we can save these signals remotely by posting to a URL. For example, let's use a TradingView alert with a webhook as a remote signal. I'll create a simple alert which will signal every 2 minutes that price is below this line. Then all I need to do is just copy paste my link from the email. Let's say I want to send an exit long signal. Then I'll copy the exit long link and paste it in the webhooks field. And that's it. Let's test it. The alarm went off and we can see our signal from HasCloud right away. It's good to mention that there are other ways to save the signal. In the second part of the link, we have the parameters ID equals to our signal identifier aka public key, and secret equals to our signal's secret key, and in the end we have signal equals to number. We can always look up what number corresponds to which signal in the email. 1 means signal long, 2 stands for signal short, 3 is gonna be exit position, which would exit either long or short, 4 is exit long, 5 is exit short. There are also 6 and 7 which you can use as your own special signals. Maybe you would use 6 as a signal to shut down a bot or place a stop loss, Or maybe, for example, you could use 6 and 7 as signals for switching your bot into a long only or short only mode. Since all the parameters are in the link already, we can just send the signal manually from our browser. I can just copy paste the link to the address bar and press enter to send the signal. Here is our signal reserved date that I just sent from the browser. This can be handy for traders who would like to make a quick manual entry signal on the go. However, this leaves our signal keys exposed. We can also send the parameters separately in JSON format. That way, our parameters are removed from the URL and are protected by the SSL. So, for example, let's set the secret and the signal here. There are a couple of simple formatting rules we will need to follow to do it. The data is inside curly brackets. We can add space or enter for readability, no problem. Secret in quotes. Then instead of equal sign, we must use a colon here. Colon, space, and then the value, also in quotation marks. We also need to add a comma to show that we are adding another pair of values. And then we say signal and the number. Again, we use colon and quotation marks. Of course, we can now delete the secret and the signal from the URL. This way, our secret key is protected by the SSL, since it's not in the link, but in the JSON post instead. And again, we see our signal going through right away. There are many potential applications for signals. You could very easily share your trading strategy via signals without sharing the code of your algorithm. You can also use a signal just by yourself to make your different bots communicate with each other. For example, a BTC bot stopping would send the signal to turn on altcoin bots, and so on. Additionally, if you can set up the alerts on TradingView with the signals, you no longer need to translate the code from PineScript to HotScript. Of course, maybe it's not suitable for every strategy, but it should work for most. And also, this will be a succession of Emailbot. Emailbot compared to this system is a bit wonkier and inflexible. You couldn't backtest the signals coming to the Emailbot. You had very little additional options or logic that you could add, but now you can use these signals from TradingView or another platform that uses webhooks, and instead of simply trading based on those signals, you could incorporate it further into your strategy. Emailbot will soon be discontinued, so I highly recommend you to switch to this signal system. It's really easy once you try the JSON format once or twice. You can copy this simple code example from Stefan, one of the founders of Haas. You can find it in haasscripts.com. The link will be provided in the description. It gets the signal, then executes a manage trading command according to the signal. You could potentially add the conditions for bot shutdown with reverse signal A, B, or even add some more logic to the strategy before executing the trades, combining these signals with other signals in the bot. If you aren't tech savvy, then the word webhooks may be a bit intimidating, but once you try to set it up, you'll understand how convenient and useful this new feature is. And another nice thing, eventually you'll be able to publish your signals as a service in the Haas webshop. And like I said at the start, you can use this and other features for free. Just go to haasonline.com, click Products, Trade Server Cloud, create a free account, and register to get your light license. You will get one bot with which you can test and trade your strategies. To recap, Signals is a new feature available in Haas Cloud version. With this feature, you can save and access signals using a pair of keys. To read a signal, use getRemoteSignal with public key. To save a signal, you will need secret key as well as public key. The command for saving a signal is save remote signal, or you can just ping that link with your key parameters. To use this with TradingView, use this URL. You can also use only the first part of the URL and send the parameters in JSON format in the comment box. If you have any questions, please leave a comment below, or better yet, go to Haas official Discord channel. The link is in the description. If you liked this feature and this video, please leave a like. That's all for this short introduction to the new signals feature in Haas. Happy trading!